first role-playing game that I played was basic Dungeons & Dragons. I don't have a physical copy of that game here in Korea with me, and my original copy is somewhere in the bunker, I believe, although I can't quite remember. I may have given it away. I haven't touched the game since I stopped playing it at the end of '88 and the beginning of '89. Playing basic instilled in me a love of dice and other accoutrements of role-playing game play, which keeps growing and growing voraciously, so I need to keep it under wraps. And at the beginning, I wasn't really interested in playing other games. I mean, we graduated from basic into advanced and then back into, you know, exploring expert and companion and masters and immortals and that sort of thing. That I really think of that whole period as playing D&D. That wasn't like a second and third or type of game to me. It was all Dungeons and Dragons. And so near the end of high school, I had an opportunity to play something very different. The second game I played was Marvel Superheroes, the TSR version. And I've never actually owned a physical copy of that game, although I would like to one day, if I could find it. But once I got to college and met other gamers, I started to play a lot of games. The third game that I played being Top Secret, followed quickly by Paranoia and Champions, and then Star Wars, which consumed an awful lot of our time, and then Palladium Fantasy and Call of Cthulhu, and after that it gets a little hard to remember in what order things came along. You know, Beyond the Supernatural was in there, and an aborted session where someone was trying to show us how to play GURPS, and, you know, other stuff. And then to finally stumble across White Wolf Games derailed new systems with me for a while, although I did get to discover Shadowrun and other things. But some games I would play a lot, some games I would just experiment with, some games would come and go. So many games and so little time. Some games I would buy just to read. Some games I would buy so that someone else would run them so I could play them. And other games I knew I needed to run so that others could play. Knew that would be old friends for the rest of my life. Now it's a slow and steady progress of expanding, looking at new games, trying new things, trying to keep an open mind, trying to understand the power of bias and preference, play to it but not become a slave to it, that sort of thing. And I owe it all to Dungeons & Dragons and friends who long ago decided to share it with me. And while I no longer play that game or have any interest in it, I will always be thankful for it.